Hey, how you going today? I want to do a quick video today about Jamie Oliver and his article that he put in Body and Soul this weekend. Quite impressed with old Jamie Oliver, as I am impressed with Michelle Bridges of late and a few other personal trainers. Quite impressed with their nutritional knowledge. You know, they're getting away from focusing so much on exercise and also getting into, learning about our nutrition, which is, if not, it's so much more important than actually exercising. So that's just a small part of it. Of course, you've got to look at the body as a holistic thing. So it involves around, sleep, exercise, eating, all that sort of stuff. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I want to talk about Jamie Oliver and his testicles. All right, so he says in his article that he's been doing a lot more nutrition-wise, which is fantastic, because I think all chefs should, not only just worry about what they're putting in their gobs and, how fantastic it tastes, but also what it's actually doing with your body. So I'm impressed about that. He says, last time I checked, Australia was the fourth most unhealthy country in the world, which isn't what you think when it comes to Australia, which is true. But yeah, we're the fourth most unhealthiest country. Now that's fucking appalling, really, considering we have hardly a poverty rate. We have access to beautiful, fresh fruit, organic vegetables. Most of our, fruit and veg, it's quite cheap, in comparison to the rest of the world. So there's really, really no excuse for it, apart from the fact that we're uneducated and we need to think about food as something that keeps us alive rather than something that we just shove in our gob and, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Let's just take pills when we're sick, Anyway, again, not about that. Probably the biggest and toughest thing I learned was about sleep. He says not getting enough sleep, but going to bed. Stop fucking about, just go to bed, turn the lights off, get to the room, get your phone away and get 6 hours, not 3 hours sleep. Yep, good advice, Jamie Oliver. Now, what I'm impressed with the most is he says that meat should only be consumed twice a week. Now, preferably not at all. However, twice a week, that's fantastic. I can deal with twice a week. My daughter eats meat twice a fortnight because she goes to her dad's, and of course he's not, he doesn't know about nutrition, so he just feeds her meat and dairy, and I can deal with that. At first it was very hard, considering, once you learn about the hormones and everything in meat and how it's really unhealthy for you, high in saturated fat, you don't want to consume it, and of course you wouldn't want your children to consume it either. However, that's fine. So I'm happy with him saying that. Now he says, I've just spent 2 years speaking to the cleverest people on the planet, people from Harvard, Oxford, from universities where they just study milk and nothing else. So the universities, they just study the impact of dairy on the human body and nothing else. I've consumed so much information from the experts. I've studied nutrition. I've got my diploma, but now I'm doing a degree in nutrition. It's very technical, so I've had to try and put it in simple terms. Now that's fantastic, because if you have studied nutrition, you will know that dairy, this is mucus forming. Every time that you consume dairy, you are putting your body at risk from malabsorption from vitamins and minerals. It's highly acidic to your body. It's actually meant for baby cows, not humans. So it all makes sense. So that's really good. His course is obviously a very good quality course. All right, so he says also, he just sort of touched a little bit on the dairy, which is great, but he's more so about the meat. Fair enough. I think he's a little bit scared. I think he's a bit scared to just chuck his balls out in the deep end of the pool and, not step on anybody's feet, because he then says that I'm a PR and marketing nightmare because I'm honest and I speak my mind and I have an opinion. Okay, he's a PR nightmare, yet he won't go balls deep and say that dairy's bad for you. you know. And anyone that's read any Harvard studies knows exactly how bad for your body dairy consumption is. Not only is it acidic and it causes your pH levels to be, you know, through the roof, it also promotes cancer growth. So if you do have any tumours or any growth, whether they're benign or malignant, they do actually grow from dairy consumption because it is meant for feeding a 300-pound baby, not a 50 odd kilo or 100 kilos, however heavy you are, human being, you know. So there's huge amounts of hormones in cow's milk. And so lately, you know, the advice is from doctors consume only low-fat dairy products, you know, still less hormones, less fat, of course, because saturated fat, and the saturated fat that you eat is the saturated fat that you wear. Yeah, I just think, Jamie Oliver, you could have just gone that little bit further and that would have been fantastic. But again, you know, the dairy industry is a huge industry, and of course farmers don't want to, you know, go broke and things like that, so they're plugging the dairy lately. But look into it. Have a look at this. I've got a video that I found, you know, there's thousands. If you even put into your search engine, what the fuck is wrong with dairy, all this stuff will come up. It's whether you want to see it or not, you know. All right, so I'm going to leave that right there where it is. And just remember, Jamie Oliver probably was a little bit scared of coming out and saying the truth, but please look into the Harvard studies because it's a university and it's very reputable. So anything that's going on there is definitely, you know, it's the truth. They're not making up shit. So research for yourself is probably the only thing that I can suggest that you do. If you have any questions, please contact me either via email, telephone. If you want a video made, if you've got any questions, I'm happy to make a video for you with the facts. And everything that I say to you is the God fucking truth, okay? So I'm not going to make up shit, you know, and if I find out that I am wrong about something, I will absolutely, without doubt, you know, take it back and make sure that everybody knows that I was wrong, because I'm human and we all make mistakes, but I'm willing to stand on my morals and stand on my grounds and, yeah, really look into it. If you're worrying about health, and you should be, because, you know, our health is our greatest wealth. And it's funny that we always tend to not worry about our health until it's fucked. And then it's, you know, it's not too late. It's never too late, but it just makes it that much harder. So let's work on preventing rather than curing. All right, good motto for us all. Have a great day. See you.